And we're live.
Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. It's been a while. We apologize for that. We haven't done a podcast since the summer. We're calling this season 2 of our podcast. We have a pretty entertaining episode today. We got previewing of the divisions, our Stanley Cup predictions, and we're going to talk about the RFAs. So let's start with the divisions this year, guys. So let's start with the Metropolitan. Who do you guys think is going to win that division and why?
You didn't introduce us.
Sorry, everyone should know who you are by now.
Who am I?
You're Tyler Verloob.
Thank you.
He's Justin Parkin.
We have special guest. Heather Grande.
She's sitting into this
Sitting
podcast
in
today.
for Josh.
I may or may not ask her some questions later.
Oh.
All right, so yeah, let's go back to the Metropolitan. What do you guys think the order of the teams will be? We put this on our Twitter, by the way, so if you guys don't know what we're talking about,
Are
it's
we
on
going
there.
full orders or are we just going top threes?
What do you want? Let's do full order.
I don't even know where my two sheets went.
It does not matter. Just
Posted on Twitter already.
Just go to
didn't
Twitter.
they're on the
So
Twitter.
I make sure it's the same.
So I mean,
I don't know if I'm allowed to do that.
you can definitely cough, or feel free to cough, Tyler. You are sick. We're all sick here except for Heather.
Because I got you guys all sick.
Yeah.
That's fair, yeah.
All right, Tyler, you're up. Oh my.
We're doing what division again?
So Tyler, you're starting with the Metropolitan Division.
Carolina,
Okay, keep going.
Washington,
Okay.
New Jersey, New York Rangers. Actually, no, I'll put Philly there.
Okay.
And then New York Rangers.
Okay.
And then Pittsburgh, Columbus, and then New York Islanders.
All right, so now explain to us why you think the Carolina Hurricanes are going to win the division.
They made the third round last year when they finally got good goaltending, and they got a lot of depth and a lot of skilled players. And last year was just a glimpse of the dominance that they're going to show over the course of the season.
Sorry, we're having some mic difficulties right now. Well, that. So, yeah.
Holy macaroni on
While this
cheese.
happens, I'm just going to keep talking. So we have Tyler getting a new microphone right now. So this is interesting. Good start to the year, boys.
I'm back. Hello.
Anyway,
All right,
so yeah, Justin can go next. I'll go last for all of these.
we're going Metropolitan.
Metropolitan.
I
I know you have a risky pick on this
do
one.
have a risky pick on this one. I went with the Islanders first overall. Then I went Washington, Carolina, Pittsburgh, New Jersey, Columbus, Philadelphia, and then the Rangers. So I don't know. I saw a completely different team out of the Islanders. I know they lost a lot in the postseason here, not postseason, but the off season. But I don't know. They played well, and I think they're going to keep going. They've got a good offense, good defense. They're going to keep going. So
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, my order, I believe, I can't go based off the top of my head right now. I believe I had Washington 1, Carolina 2, Pittsburgh 3, Islanders 4, and then I had Rangers, I had Philadelphia, then Rangers, then New Jersey, then Columbus, I think. If somebody wants to pull up my list, I didn't do it, but
You had Capitals, Hurricanes, Penguins, Flyers, Islanders, Devils, Rangers, Blue Jackets.
cool. Okay, cool. That's my actual list.
Capitals first overall, hey?
I'm just going to go with the Capitals because they had some injuries last year. I think they definitely will have a better year from Braden Holtby. I think that they're going to learn from the experience of losing Carolina last year, and I think it'll just be a better season for them. I think the biggest issue for the Islanders and why we don't have them very high is because they lost their best goalie in Robin Lehner.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have Grice, who's a good goaltender, but I just don't think that Varlamov's going to pick up that same pace that Lehner had. And I just think that a lot of players on that team had a good season. I don't think it's going to repeat itself. Other than Eberle, I think he will bounce back.
Okay, what are we doing now?
So the next division would be the Atlantic Division. We're going to start with Justin first this time.
We're going to start with me first this time on the Atlantic, all right. First, Boston, then Tampa, Toronto, Buffalo, Florida, Montreal, Ottawa, and then Detroit.
So I have a question. I think I have a question for you. Why do you have Florida so low? I'm looking at this one.
I don't know. I think Florida's got a lot of potential, but I think they're still trying to work out some tweaks here and there. Yeah, I think I don't see a lot of chemistry on those lines. They struggle a lot. They have for the last couple years, but I don't think it's gonna be long before they do make a playoff run though. So there is potential for them to make a playoff run this year, but I don't know if they will.
You want to go next, Mike?
Yeah, sure, I can go next.
Why are you touching the shaft of my mic?
You're free to forage, Earl.
It does not really matter at this point, my dude.
You don't matter.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm just the host of this thing. It's fine, whatever. So, yeah, for my Atlantic, I'm just going to pull it up on my screen here. I should have been more prepared. I was prepared with, like, everything else but this.
I have yours. For Atlantic?
No, I'll just read it. I would rather read it to not have somebody else read it for me. So, my Atlantic, I had Tampa Bay, the Maple Leafs, then the Panthers, Bruins, Canadiens, Sabres, Red Wings, and then the Senators. I just flipped the Panthers and the Bruins just now.
I was going to say that, yeah.
I just flipped it. I think the Panthers are going to be a lot better than people say they are going to be this year.
I'd agree with that.
I think that Barkov's going to be even better. I think Barkov's going to get 100 points this year. I think Huberdeau's going to continue to show that he's a good player. He had 92 points last year, so I think he's going to have an even better year this year. And I think just everything that they picked up this offseason. Bobrovsky, they needed that goalie for a long time. I feel like they finally got it. No more James Reimer in net. Longo was okay, but he was getting old.
Anton Strawman
was a good pickup for a def defenseman.
Some good def forwards as well.
Hoffman and Dananoff on that second line is deadly.
You're forgetting the best player out on that line, too.
And Trocheck. I think Ekblad's going to have a bounce-back year as well because he had a pretty bad year last year, not going to lie to you guys. Matheson's another year into his career, so I think he's going to have a decent year as long as he doesn't slam anybody's head into the ice.
Touchy subject.
It's whatever. But, yeah, I still think Tampa Bay is still the best team in the league here. They have the best goaltender, one of the best players in the league.
Well, you just look at it's essentially the same team as what
and then they
dominated last year.
And then they added Shattenkirk.
Yeah, like they didn't lose much. I don't think they lost anything.
They lost Strawman and replaced him with Shattenkirk.
Yeah, and that's pretty decent for them. So I mean, like they got a wicked goaltender. Vasilevsky's a god.
Yeah,
like,
he's a good goalie. I can see him winning the Vezina this year.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be weird to see them return to the ice after that tough choke in playoffs.
I think they'll bounce back from it.
I think they'll bounce back, but it's going to be tough. That's going to be tough coming into as they do make playoffs this year. That's going to be tough for them to get over.
And it's definitely going to be tough
because by last place team.
It'll definitely be tough because they are going to be missing Braden Point to start the year. So I think they might be a little slow at the gate just because they do have to have that.
But maybe it's better that they don't peak mid-season.
That's true.
What I'm thinking too.
They need to slow down. They're not trying to go for records. They're trying to get the Stanley Cup here.
I agree.
All right, Tyler.
Gonna go with Tampa, number one, obviously. Number two, though, I'm gonna go with Toronto. I feel like they're gonna finally overcome their demons this year, and if they end up facing Boston, they're gonna beat them. But third, I have Florida. High prediction, but I feel like they're gonna mesh well. Fourth, might be off the board. I am going with. Wait, who am I missing? Hold on. I'm going with Buffalo.
Ooh.
Then Montreal, and then Boston.
Okay, I'm gonna get you to
Boston at the bottom, hey?
And then, obviously, the two bottom teams, Senators, and I think Detroit's going to be the worst team in the league.
Yeah, I do too.
But Boston being sixth,
yeah.
I don't like their second line at all.
Krejci's only getting older. He's going to
Exactly, and Nebraska can only do so much. Their top line's going to be fine. Char's another year older. McAvoy's good, but he's going to be their anchor. Tuca has an off year, I think. I don't think he's going to be as consistent as he was.
I mean, to be fair, the Bruins were a bad team until they went on that 19-point streak.
Yeah. Well, it's the same every year. They always have – they either start bad and then pick it up, or they start good, have a drought, and then they go on, like you said, a 19-game win streak. That's just Boston. That's what they do.
Well, 2 years ago, they barely snuck into the playoffs.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think they will. It's another year. Every player is another year older, but, like, at the same time, they're still – performing at like the top of their abilities.
I don't trust their top line's health either. Pasternak was hurt last year.
Marchand's probably will get suspended.
I mean,
Bergeron's been injured too.
He's hurt. I think he's been hurt for at least 20 games for the past 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, I still have Boston up at the top for my Atlantic, but
I can
I
definitely.
don't
I
know.
definitely know what
If,
you
if
mean.
go
they have
either way.
if they have full health and their top line is performing the way that they like everyone knows they can, first place for sure. But it's literally comes down to injuries for them.
I'm also gonna.
Obviously.
I'm gonna ask you about your Buffalo pick as well.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Just why do you have them where you have them?
I think their defense is extremely underrated.
Ristolainen.
Well, no, Ristol's not even one I'm hyped to see. Look at their defense. They got Darlene,
Colin Miller.
McCabe, Colin Miller, Yokoharu, who should be. I
He
don't
should be.
understand that trade at all.
I love Yoki.
Who else am I thinking of here? Right-handed D Montour they got for a first-round pick last
He's
year.
gonna be hurt for
They're going to be
a bit,
a very mobile defense that can all. And I think Darlene's going to go superstardom next season.
I don't think it's gonna be this
I think
year.
he's going to be
it'll the
70
year after.
points. 60 or 70 points this season. He's going to evolve into that Norris stud.
I think
And then on the offense, look at
Stud.
their lineup on offense. They got Eichel, Reinhardt, Skinner, VC, Johansson, Sheary. That's not.
I
They
love
just
Sheary.
sent down.
I
They
love
just sent
Sheary.
down Dylan Cousins. They also have Okposo, Gergensons. Like they have depth, man. The only thing that can hold them back is their goaltending.
Yeah.
And I like Linus Hallmark.
I don't think they're gonna start him though. I think they're gonna start Hutton, who's gonna
Oh
kill them.
yeah, but I think they have a good shot for a wild card.
That's fair enough. So the next one we have the Central Division. I'll start it off. What did I have on Twitter? Again, I needed to come more prepared when it comes to this. So I had Colorado first, Nashville second, Dallas third, St. Louis 4, Chicago 5th, Winnipeg 6th, and then Minnesota at the bottom. I think Colorado, once Rantanen comes back, is going to be, once he finally signs with them, which I think will come in the next couple weeks here, maybe a couple days. I think once that happens, I think this team's going to be a juggernaut. I think McKinnon's probably going to win MVP this year. There's no arguing that really.
Ballsy prediction.
We'll get into that after.
I think he's going to have 115 to 120 points this year. He's that good of a player. I think his prime's going to be insane. I just think this team is going to be good. Grubauer is going to be a good goaltender this year, I think. I think everybody's saying that he's going to have a down year. I don't think that's going to be true. And
Is he going to have an average year, or is he going to have an above average year?
I think he's going to have probably around a 915 to a 920
So an
save
average
percentage.
goalie.
Average goalie, but that's not what they need. An average goalie. They don't need a superstar goaltender because their offense is so good. All their young defensemen as well. Cale Makar, for example. Bo Bynum, if he wanted to, he could technically make this team, but he's not going to this year. But maybe next year.
I would send Byron back for one more year.
Yeah.
Unless he lights it up in the beginning.
And
Yeah.
just
I mean,
But, like, looking at their left-handed D, are you going to play him in a third-pair role, or are you going to play him on top line in junior where he's eating 30 minutes a game and learning some stuff?
I would definitely.
Because
do
I would
that.
play Sam Girard and Zadorov over him, and I think the coach would too, just
Yeah.
based on veterans over rookies at this point.
oh yeah, for
And
sure.
then all the pickups they had this year, Burakovsky, Kadri, all those pickups that they had for that second line, it's just unreal to me.
I like that pickup of Kadri for them.
I do too.
I like
Maybe
that.
not the expensive Barry, but
Yeah.
I don't think they would have been able to re-sign Barry
No.
if they wanted to keep all their players.
And that's saying something with the fact that Eric Johnson is like one of your worst defensemen. Like he's still a pretty good defenseman out there.
I want to talk about the McKinney contract, $6.3 million for 4 more years.
Yeah, he's
What the fuck?
he's on a deal right there, and I don't see him really going anywhere anytime soon. So
Well, you
As
just
you
look at
say.
how he plays in Colorado, and like
he's built for that team.
Well, and he always plays with a smile on his face. Like the guy loves Colorado. Like the guy just wants to play the game, and I think that cat came into it.
And then I'm
into
going
the
to talk
Colorado
about
mind.
a dark horse team in my opinion, and I think it is going to be Chicago. I don't have him high on my list, but I can see it happening. I think bringing in Leonard was a huge pickup for them. I think they should start Leonard over Crawford.
Oh
Crawford's-
yeah, for sure. Crawford's been struggling the last
He's also
couple of
been
years.
really
He's-
injury-prone.
Yeah, he's very injured.
So I would.
He's
I would
old now too. He's just getting
Yeah.
old. He's. I think he's past his prime at this point, and I think
That
he's on
whole Hawks team
downwards of his career. And
Yeah, I would start him 50 games, maybe Crawford 30. I think this team's got the offensive firepower with Taves and Kane. Please put them on the same line for the love of God.
I want to say it like I was very disappointed at the beginning of last year with Taves.
And then
He
picked
went
it up.
about like halfway through the season without getting anything. Like he was
Then he
He
just
was
tore it up in the
bottom
back
of the
half.
league. Yeah, back half of the season, like that's
And then-
just Taves all around.
And then they have
But
that second line with Dylan Strome. I think he's going to have a huge season
Yeah.
this year with DeBrincat. DeBrincat, I think, is going to score 45 to 50 goals. I think Strome's going to result in that with having at least 40 assists this year because of it.
What do you think Alex Nylander's going to do?
I think I'm not as big as a fan as Alex Nylander.
He's been playing with Taves and Kane.
He has been, but obviously that'll be a beneficiary from that. But I like William a lot better than Alex. I just think he's going to be a lot better of a player. And I like that I don't like the Jokey trade, but
Well, that speaks to us, back to the whole Taves and Kane thing. Do you think, though, they will put them on the same line?
They have to.
They have to. I know we have to.
Well,
they
could
have
put
to,
Kane with DeBrincat and Strome if they wanted to. But
yeah, it's been quite a few years, hasn't it, since those two have played together?
They still have Brandon Saad. They can move up there.
They have tons of players that can move up there.
They have a really good offensive depth.
They do. Yeah, they have good offensive depth. That's why I think that could be a dark horse team.
Yeah.
I don't see any time soon Patrick Kane.
Do you have them as second?
No, I do not have them.
Who's your second team?
I have St. Louis as my second team, and then Dallas, and then Nashville, and then Chicago,
That's fair.
and then Winnipeg, and then the Wild. Just to repeat my list,
All right, well, I'll go through my Centrals now. I have Colorado, like you said, up top. I think Colorado's going to have a bombshell of a year. And then I have Dallas and then St. Louis. I think Dallas is going to come out strong this year. They they had a rough go at the end of playoffs.
They did get some nice veteran presence there.
They did.
I don't think Corey Perry is going to work out the way they want it to, but it is a decent pickup.
Honestly, when it comes down to it, I think the St. Louis team's going to be tired. They're going to be tired. They pushed the last half of their season because they were bottom of the league halfway through. They were bottom of the league. They pushed so hard.
They had the fourth best record.
Yeah.
Since January 1st.
Yeah, since January. So I think that team's gonna be tired. They have the least amount of time off.
They might battle for a wild card.
They're
they're
gonna
be
I think they'll still make it, but they're gonna be tired for sure. Then I have Nashville, Minnesota, Winnipeg, and then Chicago. I don't think Winnipeg's gonna be that good this year.
You had Minnesota that high?
I think Minnesota's gonna beat Winnipeg. Yeah, I don't think Winnipeg's gonna have that strong of a year.
I don't think anybody thinks that.
With everything going on with Line A and him potentially not signing with Winnipeg, I think that's a huge issue for Winnipeg.
Kyle Connor's not signed either.
Yeah, Kyle Connor's not signed too. But
We'll get to that later.
I feel like Big Buff just doesn't want to play anymore.
Yeah, I think
he doesn't want to play in the league anymore. He's
tired.
tired. Yeah, he's done. So I don't see a very strong team coming out of Winnipeg this year.
Neither do I. They should have kept Trouba if they knew this was going to happen, but they obviously didn't know.
Yeah. I have Chicago at the bottom, but that's just where I thought they were going to be. But I'm ready for them to prove me wrong here. So.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Dallas 1.
Dallas?
Over Colorado, just because they got Bishop in net and he had such a good season. And then they also went out and picked Sekera up for their bottom 6 defense, or their third line defense pair. And he's a really good veteran, especially at the price they got him at. Their forwards, I am very jealous of.
Jealous.
They got Sagan, Ben, Radulov, Pavelski, that you didn't mention earlier, Perry, Rube
I forgot
Hintz,
Pavelski's there now.
Jason Dickinson.
I said 2 veteran moves.
Radek Faksa. They got depth throughout it, and
Pavelski was there too.
I really like their offense.
I like their offense.
Rube Hintz is probably going to be one of my fantasy pickups for the year. I think he's going to have a stellar season with Pavelski and Ben on that second line. Then I'm going to have Colorado after. What are you doing?
Chill with my microphone stand.
I'm going to have Colorado after. I just think that they need maybe one more year of growing on the back end in net.
Fair.
Then they're going to go supernova. I think that second line needs a little bit more chemistry to form. They all just came here. Third, I'm going to take Nashville. They've been rested. They just got a new number 1 center in Matt Duchene. They might need to move out Kyle Turris since he's kind of in limbo there. He's making $7 million. I'd use that elsewhere.
I forgot that they paid him $7 million.
Yeah, their centers right now, if you think about it, they have Duchene, Johansson, Turris, Bonino.
See, that's not
Colton
bad though.
Sissons, but some of them can play
I love
wing.
Bonito. I don't know what it is. I just love Bonito.
But they got a lot of centers,
Fans.
but they need to move something out, I think, or move them to the wing. But Nashville's rested. I would play Saros more than Rene this year, personally.
I mean, I don't because I have Rene on my fantasy team. But
Fourth, I agreed that St. Louis was going to be a wild card team just because they're tired, and I think they're getting older. And I don't like that Falk trade at all.
Yeah, me neither.
me neither.
So I'll put them fourth. How many teams are in this division? 7?
7.
Yeah,
So you're missing.
Minnesota, Winnipeg, and Chicago.
I'm going to go Winnipeg, Chicago, and then Minnesota.
Really?
Not
Am I the only
bad
one that has
Chicago.
Minnesota not on the bottom?
No.
Oh, man, I
Yeah,
do not
I
trust
really don't
that
like their
team.
team.
I don't know. I just think
They don't have like the elite player.
I think their best
I don't
player.
think they need it, to be completely honest.
I'm bored of the way they
You
play.
look at like Vegas, and yeah, they have like a couple elite players, but other than that, it's just like
They also got
it was
veteran
no names.
stars.
It was straight up no names.
They got
that came
veteran
on that
stars
team.
now.
Yeah, they have veteran stars.
Let me
now,
put it
but,
this
like,
way.
I just think
Minnesota's nothing.
I think Minnesota's. They might not make the playoffs, but I think they're going to be middle of the league for sure.
You know what?
They're not going to be at the bottom.
The big thing for me is
so.
I think their best player this year is going to be Kevin Fiala, and I don't think that's going to take them very far.
I don't know.
That's fair. I agree with that.
Who's between the pipes for them?
Devin Dubnyk.
Devin
That's
Dubnyk.
the only thing that might carry them far.
See, that's what I thought.
That's what I think about the Jets, though. I think Hellebuck could potentially carry them.
I don't
a
think
little
Halbuck
bit.
has enough in him to hold up that whole team.
I think
That defense is basically just Josh Morrissey now.
Yeah, and like
lost
that's my
Trouba,
thing.
Myers,
That's my thing with
and-
Minnesota.
And Buffalo.
Yeah.
Their whole right side was
although
taken
we still don't know if Buffy's not coming back or not.
out. Well,
Yeah.
let's
He
just
still
assume
could.
on this podcast right now.
Okay.
He's
He's
not.
They
At the
lost
current
their
moment.
3 starting
Yeah,
right-handed defensemen.
yeah.
They're fucked.
Well, I
It's a
mean,
little scary, yes.
like that's where I am with Minnesota too. That Dubnyk has had, I think, 2-3 years in the past now of carrying that team, so he knows what it's like. He knows what he's getting into. Hellbuck does not. Hellbuck
He's had a good team.
He's had a very good team in front of him. He's had very strong defense in front of him for the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think Minnesota's going to pass Winnipeg this year.
It depends if
Although, actually-
if Connor and
Kyle
Line
Connor
are signed
and
before the
Laine
season.
signs,
Because their offense will be good enough to score goals. But
Oh,
if
yeah.
they don't sign, they have one line.
yeah.
Not
But
to
it's still on
mention,
the
I think
offense, though,
I think
too.
Line is going to have a bounce back year this year too. I
Yeah,
think
he had a rough year and he scored 30 goals.
yeah.
I kind of want him to leave Winnipeg.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
he'd do a lot better somewhere
Carolina.
else. In
I'm
Carolina,
surprised-
Carolina, he would dominate. I think Carolina would be
I'm
a top
surprised-
2 team for
I'm
sure.
surprised a team like I'm surprised that Montreal hasn't tried. Like they tried for
Montreal,
Aho. Like why don't you try for Line?
Yeah. Well, it was like that trade rumor that I sent you guys there that for Line A.
Eichel
With,
and Line would be a nice line.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Is it
And, like,
Eichel?
Yeah, it's a Buffalo trade.
There was a Buffalo trade with
It was the rest of Line and
Ristolainen and
Sheary
Sheary
trade.
for
I thought you said
Line A.
Monahan. And
I
No.
think that would be a good trade for both because I think Winnipeg could use Ristolainen on that D line.
I don't like Risto. I think he's
Yeah,
overrated.
me and Tyler
I
had
think
this
he's
conversation.
overrated, but I think he still has
He's
the
still a
skill
top
that
4
is going
D
to help
man.
Winnipeg
But
for
he's
sure.
not a top 2 D man.
Especially if
He could fill that- he could fill that
leaves,
Bufflin
though,
role.
Yeah, if Bufflin
could.
leaves, that would be a Bufflin role to
But
fill.
you can't give up a 40-goal scorer for a defenseman that's turning 26.
Yeah,
But Connor
I guess,
Sheary,
And
though.
he's not.
Yeah,
he's not a top
Connor
2 D man.
Sheary.
He's a top 4. I wouldn't give that up for
That's fair.
a 20-year-old player, 21, whatever his age is, that scored 40 goals before,
Yeah, that's fair.
and on a bad year he scored 30. With Brian Little as his center.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think
I think it would be good for Line A, though.
have we talked about each team now?
We haven't gone
No,
to
we
the
haven't.
Pacific.
We did
No, I mean like each team from the Central.
We
Yeah.
didn't talk about the Blues much.
Actually,
I
can we go
mean-
back to? I just want to go back to Philadelphia for a second.
Oh yeah, I
I
was.
want to talk about the Philadelphia goalie situation.
Carter Hart's taking it. It's over.
That's what I'm thinking, but like,
He's running with it.
I don't know. Who's the other one again?
Elliott.
I'm trying to figure.
It's going to be Carter Hart's job.
It's Carter Hart's job, 100%.
He's so young though.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
but he's
matter.
so good.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen a goalie who's that talented at that young of an age.
At this
in a
point
long
in
time.
NHL, you go talent over age.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at Binnington. Doing Binnington all the
Yeah,
way
but
through
he's
playoffs.
26.
He's
though.
older, but he didn't have any experience coming into that.
That's true.
And he still won the cup. Like he was a freaking powerhouse for the last half of that season.
I think he's
for
not
St.
going to be
Louis.
as good as he was.
I don't think he's going to be as
He's gonna
good. I think he's going to have a Matt Murray kind of situation where he has
Yeah,
two
he
good
peaked.
years and then he peaks and then he kind of falls after that.
Such is the way of goalies, though.
I think the issue with Matt Murray, in my mind, was that Matt Murray was so confident that even if he did have a bad game, he had an all-star goalie like Fleury that will back him up, even if he does get scored. Like
Now he's got
gets kicked
Jari
out.
and Smith.
Yeah, I mean, like Tristan Jarry has his games, but he's kind of an uneven goalie in my mind. He's kind of all over the place, but I don't know. Casey DeSmith played pretty good this year too.
Yeah, he was pretty
He
good.
was pretty good, but anyways, that was my little tiny rant.
Okay.
Pacific.
Pacific.
Yeah, Pacific Division. So we'll start with Tyler.
Vegas. Calgary.
Good.
San Jose. Arizona. Edmonton. Anaheim, LA. And then, am I missing a team?
Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver.
I would say they're above.
I don't know where to put Vancouver at this
They're,
point. to be
they're a
completely
team
honest.
that has a lot of good players.
Yeah.
But
I'd put them below Edmonton.
I put them just below Edmonton. I think Edmonton and Vancouver are going to be battling it out for 5th place, which
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything.
I don't know. I think there's going to be a fight for that wild card spot, and I think Edmonton's going to be fighting for that wild card spot this year.
I hope so, but like at the same time, I can't see them beating Calgary in the standings. I can't see them beating Vegas. Arizona has a good young team and they have a good coach.
And now they have Phil Kessel.
The only thing that I can
Amen, brother.
maybe-
Fill the thrill.
maybe San Jose is gonna be tired, but
I can't see them.
I can't.
being
I
tired.
see Hurdle and Couture and LeBanc
And a
and
healthier
Timo Meyer
Carlson.
And a healthy
Evander Kane.
Carlson's big.
They've retooled on the fly. If their defense slows down, which is Vlasic and Burns are getting older. Burns is like 35. Carlson's
like
injured.
33.
He's still good though. Like he's
Yeah,
still
but if they start to
performing,
slow
like-
down and start to hit their decline, then that might put them behind Edmonton, let's say.
See, the scary
But-
thing about Burns,
I don't
though,
know.
is that his style of play is like a winger, so he can play defenseman for a very long time.
Oh yeah, no for sure.
I don't know. Well, my Oilers depressed me.
Do you want to talk about your Oilers?
No.
Do you want me to talk about your Oilers?
No. We'll talk
Alright.
to them after.
We have to
Let's-
talk
let's hear
about
you
each
guys'
team.
stuff.
I mean,
We'll get to that after. Let's hear yours.
we might have to go back to the Atlantic and the Metropolitan and talk about each team like we're doing down here.
Fine.
So I'll go before Justin this
go
time. I had Vegas, Calgary, San Jose, Arizona. No, Edmonton, Arizona, Vancouver, Anaheim, and then the Kings.
You had Edmonton third.
And no, fourth.
Okay.
I like Edmonton this year. I like not that much, but like I like them more than I like the teams below them. I think they have the best player in the world. They have Draisaitl, who I don't think will score 50 goals, but I think he will have a nice year. I think that this team, Mike Smith's not going to be the greatest goalie, but he'll be an average goalie to the point that that's where he wants.
Yeah, no for sure.
Like they need that from him. I think they didn't make that many great moves this offseason other than losing one of their best young studs. I just think that this team has a lot to grow in, and I think they might grow into it this year. And honestly, McDavid and Draisaitl might carry them there.
Yeah.
And Nugent Hopkins is a pretty good player as well. Plus, Klefbong's actually going to be healthy.
Yeah.
It's always a plus.
I don't know. I have Calgary and Vegas are my top two.
Oh, those two are they're
They're the top
either
two.
way.
I'm gonna say Calgary ahead of Vegas though, but I think it's gonna be like a 1-2 point gap in between. I think it's gonna be very tight right down to the last game.
Last year it was 14-point difference.
Yeah, but I mean, still, like this year, I'm feeling like it's gonna be tight between those two teams.
Full season of Mark Stone.
Yeah. So.
Mark Stone's elite.
So.
Mark Stone is an elite goal scorer.
An elite player.
Yeah.
Put him like top 10 in the league. Based on everything other than his
Well,
skating,
we'll
he's a
do
top
it.
10 player.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do a top 10 type thing later, sometime
Oh,
else.
you don't
sometime.
agree with me?
Next
Well,
podcast.
Next podcast, we'll
when
do
the,
it.
when the
Okay.
season starts.
Yeah,
We still got 9 days
I'm
here.
down to debate.
we can
To 8
talk
days,
about it.
something like that. Anyways, yeah, I got Calgary first, then Vegas, then San Jose, Edmonton, and I'm actually gonna make a switch here. I did have Arizona, then Vancouver, but I'm gonna put Vancouver. Then
Oh, it's
Arizona.
okay. Me and Tyler have both switched our lists multiple times already.
I think Vancouver is gonna have a decent year, and then Arizona, Anaheim, and then LA. I think LA has a lot of rebuilding to
They're
do.
very slow.
Yeah, there's just such an old team. Like you look at last year's roster, and the average age was like what 35
Even-
or something like not like.
Even though
like
Drew
30.
Doughty is only 29, 30, he still plays like he's 35.
Oh yeah,
It's
What do you
they're
mean
just
by
a slow
that?
team. They just
What?
need to like.
What do you mean by that?
he's so slow.
He's not that slow.
He's pretty
He's
slow.
one of their quickest defensemen.
He's
Yeah, but
quick,
what does that
but
say to the team?
yeah, what does that say about that team?
Doughty's not that slow.
I
I
think
wouldn't
he's
say
pretty slow.
Doughty's like a terrible player.
one of
He's a
those
very
defensemen that
average.
can keep up with McDavid.
I think he's a very average defenseman in my mind. I think he's a very average.
Okay,
I think
hold
he's
on.
very average.
The fact that he gets a 93 overall in every single
He's a
NHL
damn
game.
good D- He's top 10 D-man in the league.
Oh, I agree
Oh,
with
for
that,
sure,
but
but
I'm
Top
just
five potentially as well.
I'm just saying that
I don't
he
think
plays
top five.
older than he is.
I think like if we're going top 10, like it's like a 9 or 10
I think
situation.
he's a 7.
In my
We're
mind.
definitely doing a video. We're doing the top 10 of each position. This is happening now because we're debating it already.
All right.
I just think Doughty is one of the better defenders.
Okay, that's fair.
And
in-
he
in-
can produce
in terms
offense if
of
he has a good team
defensive
around him as
defenseman.
well. He's also one of the better puck movers, and he can move the puck up the ice.
That's true.
I almost see him as like what I'm seeing from McAvoy right now is what Doughty was at that age.
Oh yeah, he
That's
was a
fair, yeah,
stud
that's
when he
fair.
was that age.
can
He's
see that.
a cerebral young D-man, and now he's not 29. Yeah, he's won 2 cups already, and he got an Olympic gold as well before the age of 24. And he's right-handed, and his team's just shitty right now.
Yeah.
And you look at it last year. There's 10 games left, and they were losing. Just wanted to get the season over with. He didn't even want to play.
I just didn't like that he gave up.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
honestly, in my mind, it wasn't just him though. I think it was kind of a full team situation where
Well,
everyone
He's
kind of
showing
gave up
his
a little bit.
emotions. He's an emotional player.
He's an emotional player, and
Kopitar
that
had an off
happens.
year and it showed.
But I think something for LA this year is going to be goaltending.
I don't like
goaltending.
Jonathan Quick, but Jack Campbell's going to steal his starters.
I think
Yo,
so.
I don't
I
know
think
what happened
how
to
many
Jonathan Quick.
how many
When
years
got
does he
hurt
have
about?
left on his contract?
Quick? I think
It's like
2 or 3.
2 or 3. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get rid of him
Or
soon.
try to waive him or trade
Yeah,
him.
waiver.
I would trade him.
I would. Jack Campbell's
Oh,
ready.
and there's teams that will 100% take Jonathan Quick no matter what. There's teams that will guaranteed take him.
I don't know if I'd take him at that number.
No.
I'd
It's 5.5
if I'm
mil.
Carolina, I would call for it
I would.
just to see what's
I'd
up.
make
I
them
don't
buy
know.
him out or retain money.
That's fair, but just like to see what the market is.
Yeah.
But the fact that again NHL has him at a 90 every goddamn year.
No.
I don't think he's a 90
Not in the new one, but he usually is.
2K or
20, whatever it
was.
When he's good.
No, even last year he was a 90 something.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, he
He was
was.
All the
89
ratings
last
were
year.
low
So
last
he was 89 last year.
Oh, interesting. Still too high.
All right, what are we talking about now?
Well, we're kind of going through every single team, kind of somewhat.
Let's just
Justin?
talk about New Jersey.
Yeah,
I think New Jersey's going to have a way better year than they've had in the past couple of years here.
I think they finessed the hell out of Nashville for that Subban trade.
I like that trade. I like that. I like PK
I
in,
like
in New
what they
Jersey.
gave up. They didn't give up much.
Well, they didn't give up anything.
But
My thing-
I think Subban's slowing down.
Yeah.
He's slowing down, but he's still a solid
Have you
defenseman.
seen PK's off season this year though?
Yeah, he's
He
going
is
off.
Post those videos
pushing
every
hard.
offseason, though.
Yeah, but I like if you compare the videos from this year compared to the last couple of years, he's going a lot harder this year.
And the biggest difference now is that his offense can flourish because he doesn't have Yossi, he doesn't have Ryan Ellis, he doesn't have Matthias Ekholm,
Yeah.
he doesn't have all these other defensemen around him to the point where they kind of hold him back a little bit. He can be on that first power play unit.
Yeah.
He can be himself, basically what he was in Montreal.
What do you think in terms of Hughes?
I think he's going to have a pretty good year this year. I think if they put him with Taylor Hall, he's going off.
Oh yeah.
But
I like that pairing, Taylor Hall and
Yeah, I
Jack
think
Hughes.
that-
Who's going to be that other winger though?
no, but did you
Palmieri.
see that? Did you see
Palmieri.
that chemistry in that preseason game they played with Hall and Hughes?
It wasn't Hughes and Hall.
It was Hughes and Hall.
No, it was Hall. It was Hughes and Gusev.
No, there was another game where Taylor Hall and Hughes both had 4 points.
Yeah. But it's also preseason though.
It is preseason
You can't
too.
base that
Yeah,
off
you
of
gotta
preseason.
wait.
That's like those are
But that
some young
chemistry
kids in
looks
there,
good
man.
though.
Yeah. I'm hoping the Penguins don't struggle this year, but I have a feeling they might.
They will.
But okay, here's my thing. Crosby's Crosby. Crosby's gonna stay Crosby. He's still gonna perform. He's still gonna put up goals. He's still gonna get assists. That's Crosby. He's in a different level.
There's Heischer
But-
and Gusev.
I think the game-changing player for the Penguins this year is gonna be Malkin. I think if Malkin comes out and he has
That's on the power play. Of course they're
Yeah.
playing together.
That's
Okay, that's also on a change. Did you not see that clip?
No, I did not.
Well, we'll pull it up.
But yeah,
Hughes
I think
just came off the
Malkin's going to
bench.
be a big deal.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, he came right from here.
Okay.
Hall gave him the puck. Off he went.
This is
Wow.
why I don't like talking about players with you guys. You go off on fucking tangents and spend 30 minutes talking about some stupid player.
I personally, well, it's also preseason. He sure could have been sent. Maybe they wanted to look at Hall.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd keep Hughes on the second line. I'd wouldn't throw him against the Crosbys.
Honestly, I wouldn't even say, I wouldn't base his year off of those plays either, just based off the fact that it is preseason,
yeah.
it's training camp. I don't even know who,
You're playing NHL
I don't even know
guys.
what goaltender he scored that goal on, but
Lundqvist.
it was Lundqvist?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Lundqvist is looking like he's struggling because
I
that
think
was a
Lundqvist
weak
is
goal to let in.
37, dude. He's gonna fall.
Yeah.
I wanted to put the Rangers.
What do you mean,
higher,
yeah? He's
but
on your
due to him
Vance
getting
team.
Older, I'd put them back.
Yeah, I think Jack Hughes is going to have a good year, but I don't think he's going to go
He's got 70
outrageous
point
this
upside.
year. I think he's going to struggle a bit.
I think he's got 70-point upside.
Me and Tyler are on the same page now.
I like Kako a lot better, as a player, but
I think
speed is gonna kill.
I think Kako's gonna win the Calder, but I think.
But here's my reasoning for putting Hughes on his own line.
Are you sure it's just?
You don't want Hughes going against Crosby's.
Yeah, that's what
the
I'm
top line
too.
centers of each team.
See, but
He might get eaten up. He might do really good, but you want to protect him a bit. If he shows that he can handle it,
see, my
throw him
big
out there.
big thing with that though is second lines are usually the big boy lines, like the Backlunds of the world and those type of people. There's more defense.
Malkins.
Usually
Malkins.
those second lines are the lines that when you're at home, you put them against the best players because they can solve
That's
them
true.
off, which frees up your first line to get easier opportunities to score. Or you're just going to have a first line like McDavid's that just plays top competition regardless.
Yeah.
Freaking
I
You
just
only
think,
have
like,
one line.
I just think with going back to Hughes, he's in a tough division. The Metropolitan Division has some fast players, man. Like that's a fast division for sure. It's gonna be tough to get used to that, especially in his first year. Like obviously, I think he's gonna do good.
He's not going to be doing good on faceoffs.
No, I think he's gonna do good on points, good on goals, but that's it. It's not only a fast. It's a division full of big boys.
Sure,
Like
couple
those are
others,
some
like-
big guys in there.
I like Nico Hischier, but I think he's like a Monahan type of first line center, which isn't that good at first line. If he's a second line center, he's elite. I don't think Hischier has as big of a ceiling as we would think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Hischier.
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 Oh, whatever. It's like
It's not ketchup bottle.
Heinz.
Heinz.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I like the idea of Hughes and Gusev playing together though. That's a good idea.
Gusev and him had some insane chemistry. That's another pickup. I really like that trade for him.
I don't like the.
$4.5 million 2 years for an elite.
I don't like
defender.
the way that Vegas is handling their young Russians. What's the second young Russian that's wanted to leave?
Vegas is Vegas. I can be
They couldn't.
honest.
It wasn't the player itself. They
No.
couldn't afford him.
That's fair.
They
Yeah.
had no
yeah.
cap space, and he wanted $4 million because he did that good in Russia, and he was willing to come over.
Dude,
Maybe
honestly, I have no idea what Vegas does. Vegas is just Vegas. Vegas somehow pulls no-name players, makes them a name for themselves, and then just trades them away.
Well, here's what happened with that. So
Oh,
In my mind.
they got Gusev,
Yeah.
and who did they take from Tampa in that expansion draft?
I don't remember.
I need to remember.
It was somebody.
We were at 37 minutes, and we haven't even moved on to the second topic yet.
That's fine.
That's fine.
We already knew what kind of thing we were doing here.
I'm going to go on a rant on the Philadelphia game. I'm going to tell you that right
It's
now.
not going to take 30 minutes. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up after
What else
this.
do we have in terms of NHL?
Nothing.
Well,
Hold
we
on,
have the
hold on.
Austin Matthews thing. We should probably
We'll
talk
talk
before
about
we
that
go to
later.
baseball.
If we have time later, we'll talk about it. It's not a big deal. It's a stupid decision. Done. Okay, Matthews done. Cool.
No, we'll talk about it.
the other
They took
NHL.
Jason Garrison from Tampa Bay, but they could have chosen somebody better. But they acquired Gusev from them in that trade.
Not to mention players like Marchessault should not have been unprotected.
Oh, man.
They should
Don't
have.
even get me started with that.
They should have protected him. 30-goal scorer and then suddenly just unprotected.
Riley Smith.
Riley Smith too. Yeah. I forgot about Riley Smith, but they traded him to him, didn't they?
Yes. For nothing though.
For nothing. Just a couple picks.
That's sad.
All right, we'll do a quick Stanley Cup
Are
prediction
we
just
not
for
going
now.
over the teams in the
Or you did.
Metro and Atlantic?
We can, but like if you have
Okay,
time.
what does he want to say about Philly?
No, we won't
I
go there
already
yet.
talked
Hold
Oh, did
on.
you?
I meant like that Philadelphia Eagles.
He wants to
slate
talk about the
Packers.
football
I
game.
want to
Oh.
talk about NFL.
For a
Okay,
bit.
well, we can move on.
Well, hold on. Let's just
So we still
quickly.
gotta go through MLB, which I'm just gonna turn my mic off for because I don't know baseball.
Let's
I
just
don't
skip
know
it.
it either.
Just skip it. We'll talk about it later. When the playoffs actually come, I'll do something for it. So let's just quickly do our Stanley Cup predictions now, just for fun. Go
Oh God.
Carolina, Dallas.
with Carolina winning it.
Uh,
Ooh, he's changing his mind on the fly. You were saying Carolina's going to win the last week.
yeah, Carolina.
Justin, go. Oh, sorry.
I don't even know. I really don't. I'm gonna say Washington, Dallas.
Washington.
Yeah. I think Washington is.
Gonna win?
They had a year break to just kind of relax, but they still performed like gods.
That's
and
fair.
then, like, I can see Washington going. And Dallas is on another level this year in my mind.
I'm going to go with the Lightning and the Golden Knights, with the Lightning winning.
I want it to be a Canadian team so freaking bad, but I
just can't pull the trigger.
Calgary in playoffs last year was it was rough. It was rough to watch.
I can't pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like Calgary
Like
has.
you wanna
I
say
think
Toronto.
Calgary. I think Calgary has the best potential out of all Canadian teams in the league
I'd say
to
Toronto.
win
Let's go Toronto.
the Stanley Cup. I don't think Toronto has.
I think.
I
they got
think
the better goalie.
Calgary has. I think Calgary has more offense and defense than Toronto does.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know
do.
about that one. Toronto's got that top 6 is the best
Barry,
in the league
Riley, Muzzin.
But they still
Who's
get
the
shit
other
on every year.
because of their defense.
Exactly,
If you're
that's
talking
what I mean.
You
You
said
can't-
offense.
I said offense and defense.
Calgary
It
does
comes
not
as
have,
a team. It's
I don't
a team
even think
deal.
Calgary
You
has a
can't,
better
like,
offense.
If your offense is better but your defense is shit, you're still going to lose games.
I honestly don't think Calgary's
I thought
offense
Calgary's
is better.
Defense. What?
I don't even think Calgary's offense is better than Toronto's.
Neither do I.
I don't think it's better. I think it's close. I think
I don't think
Calgary
it's
has a
nowhere
very
close.
strong offense after last year and after rebuilding. I think they have a very strong
I don't think
offense.
it's nowhere
Toronto
close.
has 3 good lines. Calgary has
So
2.
does Calgary.
Who's the third line?
Derek
I
Ryan,
don't-
Mangiapane,
I don't-
and I guess Milan Lucic. I don't fucking like Lucic
Okay, compare
there.
that to their third line of Alexander Kerfoot, who did really good on Colorado.
I don't know.
Who am thinking? Would that be Johnson
I've seen
or
so
Kapanen?
many years.
I think Kapanen's on
But
second.
I also have Hyman hurt.
I've seen so many years of Toronto having great forwards and still shit in the bed.
Because they
Too many years.
They faced Boston.
It's because they
And
run
it-
into a defensive team.
What's to say that they're not going to face Boston again this year and do the same thing?
Exactly.
That's
But what's to
in
say
my
that Calgary
mind.
can't get
Until
over
they
first
can
round
prove
again?
me wrong.
See,
in
I
my
don't know.
mind,
I think
That's
Calgary
almost
has
like
better.
saying the same thing as Calgary playing Anaheim, though, and not being able to get out.
Oh yeah, I completely get that, but
It's
I
the same
do
thing.
not think Anaheim's going to make it to the playoffs this
Um,
year.
No.
I
I
think
just think Toronto's.
the other thing
very
about
good.
Calgary, though, is I do think they're going to make it past the first round. They're not going to run into Colorado again because Colorado's going to be at the top, and they're going to be at the top. So I think they're going to run into a team like, for example, if Winnipeg snuck in, they could run into a team like that.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that either.
I wouldn't mind that.
We still haven't seen David Rick in the playoffs either.
That's true.
That could be a wild
That
card.
scares me.
He
I
could- he could be
liked
shit, he
Mike
could be
Smith in the
good.
playoffs, though. Mike Smith in the playoffs was looking good.
Can we just
He was
agree
looking
that
good.
we all want to see Calgary Edmonton in the playoffs first round?
Oh, that'd be wicked.
Yeah.
That'd be wicked.
We'd be
Alberta
going
would go
to
nuts.
every
Alberta
single
would
game.
go nuts,
I
straight
don't
up.
know
There'd be a
about
riot.
Can we could go to like 1 or 2 games?
There would be a riot. It didn't matter who won. There would be a riot both in Calgary and Edmonton, no matter who won. I think it would just be fucking wild.
Okay, we'll quickly do the Laine Connor Rantanen predictions really quick. What do you think, Rantanen? Like, when do you think he's going to sign? Next week? Next couple days?
I think it'll be within the week.
I think it'll be before the season for sure.
I think he's gonna miss the start.
Really?
Ooh.
From what I've listened to TSN radio every time this morning, they said they're still far apart.
See, that's what
He
I mean.
wants
So
Marner
I
money.
haven't really followed the actual Rantanen signing process yet. Like, I haven't really followed. So is it him that's denying, or is it the
He
team
wants
that's
money.
Marner
The team
money.
doesn't want to give. He wants more than
Fair.
Marner because he put up more points. He didn't play with John Tavares. He got to play with Nate McKinnon,
Yeah.
but he also had more points and less games played than Marner.
See,
Yeah.
if you look at that team, I bet you they're going, Nathan McKinnon's making $6 million. You're not better than Nathan McKinnon. You're not getting more than $6 million.
Okay,
I
but
don't think
Nathan
he should.
McKinnon is worth 12.
Yeah, he is.
I don't think he should make more than Nathan McKinnon, but at the
No,
same
but
time,
McKinnon's
Nathan
contract, he
McKinnon's
signed that when
contract
he
signed
did-
that. Yeah.
Right after that contract, he went supernova.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's
I
when he
think
was
you
still.
can't base it
When
on
it comes to how many years does he have left on that
4 more.
contract? 4 more years. So, like, obviously he's going to sign a big contract after those 4 years. But, like,
He's gonna be 28. When it
in my
happens.
mind, McKinnon was just one of those guys that said, "I'm here to play. Like,
Yeah.
offer me
There's also
what
that, but,
you offer me.
The
I'm going to
the
take
4
it."
years before, the 4 years before he signed that, his max total was like 63 points.
The fact that he signed
That's-
an 8-year
He went from
contract when he was
63
20.
to 99.
Mhm.
He didn't sign 6 years. He signed 6.3.
Oh,
See,
sorry.
that's
Six
what
Last
years.
grinds
season was
my
always
gears.
Incredible.
This is what grinds my gears in terms of signing contracts. Players obviously they think that they should deserve a certain amount of cap.
I think it's kind of
And-
selfish.
But like that's what I mean. It's selfish. Like even if you're performing, play the game to play the game. Don't play it because you're making $12 million a year. Play the game even if you're making $1 million a year, and just enjoy playing the game.
See, that's
Like,
See, I agree with that from that
Like
point
that-
of view.
yeah, but at the
I
same
wrote
time-
about this on leftwardconferencemedia.ca. Go check out my article there.
Don't plug
No,
yourself.
no, 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 no.
plug.
I wrote about this exact
Shameless
topic.
plug.
I wrote about this exact topic. A lot of older people in the NHL media circles are thinking you should get paid after you've played a certain amount of years in the league and get your big contract around 27 years old.
Mhm.
There's no guarantee you're still going to be that good then.
Yeah.
These younger players are coming in. After that first contract's done, you get your big money right away.
Yeah,
You have to. As a
It's
young
crazy,
player,
yeah.
those agents are thinking smart.
I get
And
that,
I
but
get
still,
that from like your point of view. They should have just play the game.
just
for the love
play
of
the
the game.
Yeah.
But
Just play the game.
they have a certain window to earn as much money as possible, and some people want that money over
Oh, yeah.
winning.
Well, and it's not just hockey that's like that
It's
too. Like
football
you could
too.
say football's
Basketball.
terrible for it. Basketball's
Baseball,
brutal.
basketball.
Like
It's just
every
the way
sport,
that
it's,
sports
it's,
have gone with
yeah,
money
and
how much they get paid.
players focus more on the money than they do on the game. at
Well,
this
think about
point,
it this
in my
way.
mind. And it
Just an
frustrates
example
me.
from the NBA. Paul George signed that massive extension with the Thunder last year,
Yeah,
and then wanted out and went to LA anyway.
yeah,
So he definitely just wanted that supermax, and then left because he wanted to go play in LA anyway.
yeah.
So that's what happened there.
No,
Money
it's just-
over.
I think that's
They're
what
just money hungry, and that's when it comes down to it. The players are going to take money over teams no matter what.
Well,
Like if they're an unrestricted free agent in hockey,
yeah.
and someone offers them $12 million to a team that you've already played 6 years with,
Yeah.
and they've offered you $4 million. Obviously, they're going to take the $12 million
Exactly,
But if
right?
it was
and say
closer,
screw it to
yeah.
every team that they've played for.
Like this is about that topic. Hall and free agency is going to see because he's
Oh, yeah.
played 5 career playoff games. He said he wants to play in the playoffs.
Mhm.
Is he going to go for like 12 mil like Panarin did? He could get that.
Oh yeah,
But what good team has that room to give him that?
exactly.
So
Like,
is he
that's-
willing to take just 9.5 and play on a playoff team that's going to make the playoffs every year and give him a shot to win a cup before he's done?
I don't think they will.
You're an hour and a half late.
Nice.
All
still
right,
recording?
next on.
We are still recording, yes.
Shit.
It's 47 minutes.
You guys are nuts.
Anyway, Josh is here now. Yay!
We can just share a mic. But,
Anyway, so
we're almost done.
that's one of the things I liked about the Kachuk deal is I think him saying like, oh yeah, so
That's leadership.
Yeah,
That's leadership,
It shows,
yeah.
it shows that
right there.
it shows that he's not thinking just strictly about the money. He just wants to play hockey and he wants to play in Calgary.
And he took a
But
3-year. He's gonna get his big
yeah,
ticket. in
he's
3
gonna get
years.
his big ticket after.
And
Yeah.
that's conveniently when Gaudreau leaves. So.
I think he's gonna leave too.
Yeah, Gaudreau's
I do.
going
I do
for-
personally think he's gonna leave, but well, I don't know. It'll
Alright.
be interesting to see.
so let's just
That's
catch
3
Josh
years
up
out.
real quick.
I
From
know-
each
I-
division,
I can only stay for like 20 minutes because I got to put on my radio stories.
it's okay. We're gonna be done in 20 minutes.
Oh,
so.
well.
You might as well.
Yeah,
just
you must
go,
just go.
because we have
thanks.
class at 1 and then we have class straight through until.
All right, so quickly, who do you think's gonna win the cup, Josh? Go.
Fuck. That's a good question. I think it'll be an Eastern team.
Okay.
I think it'll be. Man, I don't know. Fuck.
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
Chicago again.
Not even an
It
Eastern
would be
team.
Vancouver actually.
Nice team.
Man, yeah, no, I'm feeling a team from the
Yeah,
East.
that's what I thought.
Honestly, I think Vegas will go pretty deep again this year.
Okay.
I feel like we'll have a good. I want to say like Calgary and Vegas in the second round. Vegas goes to the West Final.
That can't happen.
It can.
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
only if one of those teams makes
Yeah,
the
only
wild
if
card.
one. Yeah, only if one's a wild card.
Yeah.
I don't think either of those
That's
teams are
not
going to be a
happening.
wild
Alright,
card in that
alright,
division.
All right, maybe.
Never mind. I'm being dumb. Never mind. You're right.
Yeah.
You can make it the second round. I thought you said third.
No.
Oh.
No, they can't.
No, 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 no,
Unless
no.
there's a wild card team that sometimes goes.
No.
That'd be a good first round matchup too.
Yeah. I
Probably will
want
be
to
the
say
first round matchup.
I want to say it'll be
San Jose might
Vegas
sneak that first spot.
and no, because Tampa can't make it out of the either round. Not Toronto. I need to look.
Carolina? I
Boston.
picked
No.
Carolina to win the cup.
Yeah. All right. My Stanley Cup final this year will be the Carolina Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights.
Who's taking it? Who's having more fun?
Man, I could go either way with that one. I would be very happy with either team winning. All right, I gotta go do these radio stories. Okay.
So yeah, the two funnest teams in the league are ready to go. Cool.
All right. What's next?
All right, Justin. We're gonna talk about.
Is it time?
It is time.
Oh, baby. Packers in Philadelphia, baby.
All right.
All right.
So let's just set this game up real quick. The Packers are 3-0. The Eagles are 1-2.
I'm gonna check out.
I'm going to check out.
All right. So yeah, I'll let you take the floor.
Red.
Okay, so right off the bat, I believe that
I
the...
wanted to make a joke, but
Go ahead.
I designed my wedding suits to be the color in honor of the Green Bay Packers.
Is that the 70s show?
That's 70 show reference.
I love that episode.
All right. Thanks for dropping in, Josh. We
Probably be back.
okay.
All right. So here's my thing. I'm going to start off right off the bat just saying that I believe that the odds are in the Packers' favor.
They are. Yeah.
I just think in terms of defense, the Packers, I don't know what they've done to their defense lately, but it is unreal. They have had an unreal defense
New
in the last
defensive coach.
3 games. They have 12 sacks in 3 games. Like they're
do.
averaging 4 sacks a game. That's nuts. That's nuts. Like I think there's one other team that's doing that. I think I don't even know. But in terms of offense though, they're struggling.
I think the
a little
Bucks
bit.
have something like that.
They're
too.
struggling a little bit in offense, but I have faith in Aaron Rodgers that he's gonna pull it out of his bum.
So what's your score prediction?
He's gonna pull crazy yardage out of his bum.
My
Score prediction. I don't know. I think Philadelphia does have a pretty decent offense. They do have,
They have Carson Wentz. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
yeah, like they have 1,095 yards in total for their offense, whereas the Packers only have 860. So, like, obviously there's an offensive matchup there that I'm going to give to Philadelphia, even though I am a Packers fan. But I think in terms of that offensive line, I think for the Philadelphia Eagles, it's not as strong as it could be. They've had some injuries already for the Philadelphia Eagles on that offensive line, including, I think, 2 of their offensive tackles going down already. I think one of them has returned, but they have a rough offensive line to start, and I think matching that up against the already very hot Packers defense is gonna lead to some problems for the Eagles. But saying that, I think it's gonna be a close game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think the Eagles are gonna hold off the Packers in the first half quite a bit, but I think the Packers are gonna take a second half stride, and Aaron Rodgers is just gonna. He's going to be Aaron Rodgers in the second half, and he's just going to make plays out of nothing. And I think it's going to be, I want to say 28-23, like 28-20. I think there's going to be a missed kicked or something in there. 28-20.
So I'm going to go for a little conversation now. I really do not like the Eagles' offense this year. I think it's been, as much as people say it's a good offense, they've had a lot of problems with. For example,
it's a good offense. It has a potential to be a very good offense.
but it's not what it was
It's
2 years
not
ago.
what it was. No. It's not what it was when they were a Super Bowl candidate.
Oh God, no, it is not.
And
Well, I mean, teams where people are expecting the Eagles to go like 11-5 and be this god tier team that's going to go to the Super Bowl, and like they haven't lived up to it at all. Their defense has not been as good as it has said to be. They're not really playing as underdogs. I think they need to be underdogs to win because that gives them that fuel.
yeah, no, for sure.
I honestly think that Nick Foles' offense fits better than Carson Wentz on this team. I think he just fits better as a quarterback for what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
I think Carson Wentz is a great quarterback. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's been playing somewhat good this year. Him and Aaron Rodgers kind of been neck and neck when it comes to stats-ish. So I think that the Eagles should definitely have a stronger game on offense, just because I think this Packer defense isn't as good as they're supposed to be, because they've played teams that are not that good, to be honest.
Yeah. No, they've had a pretty easy start to their season, but
It's broken.
I'm just looking at like the injury reports again for like Philadelphia as well. They're a lot of their top receivers are out. Like
Oh, yeah.
they have Alshon Jeffrey's out.
Yep.
Deshaun Jackson's out. Whiteside's out. Like they're gonna be struggling for sure.
Who?
Who are you saying who to?
All those players.
You don't know who Deshaun Jackson is?
Deshaun Jackson is?
Or Alshon Jeffrey?
No.
I mean, Whiteside was.
I don't know football.
Whiteside didn't play too many games, but
Okay,
I don't think he will play too many games.
So you're
But,
fine there.
I'm so confused.
I don't know. I also don't like the run game for the Eagles either. I think Jordan Howard was not their greatest pickup in the world.
yeah. How many yards does he even have this year? Like, how was their running? I haven't really looked at their running stats this year.
Oh man.
Let's
I know
take a look.
I think he had like 16 in week 2,
Total rushing yards for the Eagles are 299 after 3 games.
and I'm pretty sure a lot of that was Darren Sproles,
Yeah.
who still plays in the league somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a close game for sure. I think it's going to be Philadelphia first half, but I think it's going to be a Green Bay second half domination.
I also do like the accusation of Jimmy Graham for the Packers. A great deal,
I
in
love
my
Jimmy
opinion.
Oh, wait. Bowen Byram just got sent down to the WHL.
That does not surprise me. I mean, I wanted him to play up.
I had a feeling they were going to do it.
Anyway,
Breaking news.
Breaking news. But no, I think just based off of stats and just like tempo alone, Packers are already like they're hot in their heads. They're 3-0,
yeah.
especially coming off a season like last year where they just got dummied last year, and they made a lot of changes over the off season, including losing my favorite player. But I mean, you do what you got to do, and
People don't
even
know
with
that's
the
Clay
lack of
Matthews.
even with the lack of a big Clay Matthews on your defense, they're still managing to get 12 sacks in 3 games. Like, that's ridiculous. So that defense, if that defense is strong, it'll be a Packers game tonight.
After everything I've said about the Eagles' offense, I do think their offense is going to pick up this game.
Oh yeah.
I do have the Eagles winning 35-28.
Oh,
with
my that's fair though.
With Aaron Rodgers throwing a pick at the end of the game
That's fair.
to lose the game. I just think Aaron Rodgers has
Accept that.
kind of been disappointing this year, in my opinion. He's had a couple games where didn't he throw for 199 or something last week or something, or 2 weeks ago?
He only has total passing yards. He's at 592 over 3 games.
Yeah,
so
like he
did have a 300 yard game as well. So
last week, I think.
Last week, yeah. So that means that he's averaging about 300 yards between 2 games there. So
he's struggling on when passing the ball, but
at the same time, we lost
still,
a lot of our receiving core. We lost a lot of receivers that his go-to receivers are gone. We lost Cobb was a big receiver for
Nelson's
for Aaron
gone.
Rodgers. Nelson's gone. So at that point, it's like, who does he go for? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Scanties is a good receiver.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams.
Obviously, Devontae Adams is good.
I think his name's Scanties or Scantels.
Mercedes Lewis is doing very well as well.
Oh, I forgot they picked him up too.
Yeah, his definitely his go-to or is definitely Devontae Adams. He's gone to him 15 times in 3 games, but
only 15, hey?
He's gone 15 for Adams, 13 for Scantling, and then
Scantling.
He's kind of just been a little rough with the other 4, but I kind of like Aaron Jones too.
Me too.
He hasn't been too good. He's got 6 receptions for 38 yards. So obviously that's not too great, but I don't know. I think he'll pick up. I also really like what's his name, Aaron Jones.
Yeah, he's good.
Aaron Jones is doing well. He's pushing forward. I still miss Montgomery though. Montgomery was a good runner.
Where is he now?
I don't even know where he is.
I don't think he's in the league anymore.
I know he's in the league. I saw him the other day on Sunday when I was watching the game. I just forget who he was playing for.
Oh, interesting. Because I know he played for Baltimore last year. Is he still on Baltimore?
He might be. But still, you look at like Philadelphia's rushing, and it's not the best either. But it's gonna be a good game to watch. It's gonna be some good Thursday night action.
Yeah. So
you
we
have
can
a score prediction.
Take a random guess, Tyler.
Just list off 2 numbers.
For what?
For the Packers-Eagles game.
Eagles game tonight.
24-17.
4.
4.
Eagles.
Ooh, well.
Why am I getting voted out 2-0 here?
So yeah, let's bring Tyler back in so we can talk about this Austin Matthews shenanigans quickly, so then we can go to class. 'Cause we class in like 20 minutes.
Do we have to?
You were the
Honestly,
one.
I just want to say that like he did it. He admitted to doing it.
Yeah.
And he's doing everything he possibly can to
get
make
it
it
fixed.
better.
Yeah.
And he's fully agreeing with both police and the NHL as well, and the organization itself. So like, I think he's doing what he can. But at the same time, you're an NHL player. You know everyone's looking at you. Why would you do something that fucking?
Because you thought it'd be funny.
I have two issues with that though too. At 2 a.m., what girl isn't going to be fucking scared if there's a 6'3", 220-pound man trying to break into her car?
That's fair.
What
That's
person
fair.
isn't going to be scared about that?
And
And,
then,
he's intoxicated.
and then you know,
And then
he
two,
showed
he
his butt
didn't-
cheeks.
His GM found about it on Twitter the other day.
Yeah.
He didn't tell him
No.
or the team.
He also
No,
admitted
yeah.
to that.
If that's an issue, you bring that up.
Yeah, but I at the same point, it's like
It's not that big
until
a deal,
it
but it's
comes
still a
up.
big deal.
Until it comes up. I don't know. I personally, until it came up, I wouldn't go out of my way to tell my coach, like, hey, I pulled my pants down in front of some random girl in Arizona.
If anything happens, please do not
As a
get mad.
millionaires probably should be doing damage control
But I don't know.
That's
I
a situation.
think the way that he's dealing with it now is okay, but I don't think it's going to affect his career at all.
Do you think this will affect him getting the captaincy?
I think it will affect him getting the
Oh, I think
captaincy, but I
Tavares
don't
is going to
think
be the
it's
captain
gonna-
anyway.
I
I don't
thought Matthews was going to get it. I wouldn't give it to Tavares.
I would give it to
I
Tavares.
think
He's already
it's
been a
gonna go
captain.
Tavares.
I don't care.
I
That's Matthews' team.
personally just
He
see
plays for that franchise.
I just see more leadership in Tavares than I do.
I
in
might give it
Matthews.
to Morgan Riley though. It's been there
Fair.
the whole time.
I love how
Yeah, that's
nobody's
fair.
considering Marner. I'm not.
He held out for money reasons. It's not worth it.
How many more years does Giordano have on his contract?
It's expired in 2 years from now.
2 years from now. Do you think he's going to resign, or is he just going to retire?
He's going to retire. He's done.
He's tired.
And then Captain Kachuk?
Captain Kachuk.
Or Monahan. They've been
No,
prepping Monahan.
Kachuk.
They've been prepping
I do
Monahan.
not like Monahan.
Yeah, neither do I, but they've been prepping him.
I'm saying
He's
Kachuk.
always the one going to those like fan events with Giordano.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on. If Gaudreau resigns, is
No.
there potential for that?
No.
I don't think
He's
Gaudreau.
not a
I think
captain.
I don't think Gaudreau has captain in him.
He has never even
I
had
think
an
maybe
A.
assistant.
He's never even had an A.
I know. I think maybe assistant down the line, but if he resigns, but as of right now, my go-to after Giordano is going to be Kachuk.
Me too.
But
Or Brody if he
Or, like,
improves.
to be honest, well, maybe not, but like maybe for the A, Jankowski.
I can see that.
I like Jankowski.
The
He's
thing
putting
is,
in
though-
a lot of work, and he's being a team player. Like,
He's an RFA next year, and I'm
Yeah.
kind of scared if he has a good year.
if he has a good year, someone's going to take him.
Well, that's
Someone
the.
else is gonna
No,
take
he's an RFA. You guys hold his rights, but he's gonna want money.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
I don't think Calgary
Frolik's,
has the money to give to
Frolik's
him.
contract and Brody's contract is over. I think.
Okay, Frolik, I'm sorry, but they need to get rid of him.
I thought I thought that trade was coming right after that Kachuk deal first dropped, and I was like, oh, there's a trade coming too. But he just signed for less.
Yeah, I think they'll just work out the contracts, and then after the contracts are over with Frolik, I think they'll kind of set their ways. But
Anyway, I think
anyways, I think that's
that's all we got for
hour
today.
and 2 minutes. Not bad.
I think that's all we have for today. We should probably try and make these a little bit shorter in the future. No one's wanting to listen to.
Hours are fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
segments though.
My dad listened to the whole thing.
that's true. We should.
I listened to the whole thing.
You listen to
I haven't listened to our own podcasts.
What?
I haven't listened to the full
What?
thing.
Actually, that's a lie. I used to listen to them at the gym.
He hasn't listened to Spittin' Chicklets.
I love spitting
At all.
chicklets.
Way to put me on blast.
I don't listen to podcasts that much, to be honest.
Really?
Though I'm a music kind of guy.
You
I
also
love
live in
listening to
Lovers, though.
music.
I drive 40 minutes every day. I don't want to listen to music.
I live.
All right,
next down the
anyway.
street, so.
But yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll try to make these shorter in the future. We're not even saying bye there, Justin. You just gotta cut it.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Anyway, yeah,
Bye.
we'll try to make these into little segments in the future, so it's easier for you guys all to listen. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye.
Yeah.